Welcome back. Many people like this time of year, daylight savings time. It's spring and the weather's getting warmer and the snow is gone.
But this time of the year, this time of the year also ushers in tax season. If you already filed, you can use the tips our next guest will share for your next return next year. Jennifer Lozado is the Director of Trading at Strathmore Capital Advisors and joins us this morning. Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. Thanks. How are you too?
Great.
Always good to see you. You're going to tell us something that just sounds, to me, counterintuitive. You say, avoid paying the safe harbor penalty. Well, wait a minute. If it's a safe harbor, why is there a penalty?
It's not safe for us.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's safe for the IRS.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
No, the IRS is very focused on us paying most of our tax liability during the actual tax year. And so if we don't do that, they will charge a penalty based on how much you didn't pay that you should have above this certain threshold. And
Just withdrawals for normal people, or?
So most of the time you have withholding on your paycheck, right? And if you have a pretty good calculation on how many deductions you want to have and how many children you have, you know, all that stuff, then you're pretty okay. But then often something will happen, like you'll get a big bonus and you withheld at the same rate, but suddenly you're in a different tax bracket and you underpaid, or you might get stock options which get counted as income, but they don't withhold until you actually exercise those shares. So things can surprise you at times. And so the government, if you've paid less than 90% of what you should have paid this year, so we'll say 2025 being this year because that's the tax year we're talking about, they will charge you with a penalty for what you should have paid.
And taxes can be scary for people because they're worried they're going to have to pay something, or they're excited they're going to get something back. What's the best advice that you can give to somebody that is concerned about filing taxes, whether it's through like these tax return easy ones that are online or going to an actual accountant?
Yeah, mostly keep really good records. Because I know, sorry, Bill.
Mileage, expenses, all that stuff for deductions?
Yes, I mean, there are fewer and fewer things you can deduct. And when the standard deduction increased several years ago, very few people itemize anymore. So some of that stuff doesn't even come into play. And this isn't part of a topic for today, but a lot of it is charitable deductions and how you employ those. Because if you just take a standard deduction, you really don't get credit from a tax perspective for charitable deductions or get charitable gifts. And so there's a lot of, it's so individualized, but just being aware and keeping track of what you've paid in taxes for the year, it doesn't look like it's at least 90% of what you owed, then you can avoid the safe harbor penalty. Another way is to really be sure is to try to pay 100% of it. And sometimes you end up overpaying because you do get deductions, and there's some new deductions this year, especially one for people over 65. That it was called this, no taxes on Social Security, but it's really a deduction for anyone 65 and older.
Okay.
But within an income threshold, of course, like everything else.
And then, of course, if there's changes in life, marriage, divorce, children leaving and coming, because there used to be a child tax credit if they're living with you, but when they leave, you don't get that anymore.
Yes.
I learned that.
Yeah. Oh, did you? Yeah. So all those circumstances can change what your withholding should be. And so being aware that any of those situations happen, maybe you need to revisit it during the year. And there are tools online. The IRS has tools where you can help figure it out, or your advisor
make it a little easier.
Figure it out. Yeah.
You mentioned people above 65, so I'll just jump in here and say the RMD, required minimum distribution.
Yeah, we've seen a couple people get caught with that this year. So if you're 73 or older and you have an IRA, traditional IRA, not a Roth IRA, or a retirement plan.
Or 401k.
401k would count too. You're required to take money out of that based on the prior year and value and how old you are. And so if you forget, the IRS will penalize you 10% of that, what you should have taken out, plus you have to pay income tax on it. And if you forget for more than 2 years, like it's 2 years later and you still haven't fixed it, then the penalty goes to 25%. This is also true if you had inherited an IRA. A lot of people have IRAs they've inherited from siblings or parents, and the rules are different. You got to take the money out a lot faster now, and so to be aware of that, that one's really easy. If your advisor hasn't been like, hey, we got to take this out, people miss it a lot. And so and then it's a pain. And then you kind of like to beg forgiveness from the IRS.
Yeah, that's not fun.
And that's always easy, isn't it?
Well, somebody told me about this a couple of years ago and said, you just basically got to think Uncle Sam's going to get his.
Yeah.
So you had an IRA, you didn't pay taxes on it going in.
Right.
And so now it's time for him to get his.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's going to get it.
Yes.
So you might as well make sure he gets what he needs.
Yeah. And it's probably wise to have an advisor that helps you figure this stuff out ahead of time, not close to the 15th of April, correct?
Yes, because we look at it all year long.
Yes.
You know, on January 2nd, literally, I print out a list of everyone has a required distribution for the year, and everybody has a different timing of when they want to do it, but at least keeping track of who's taken it and who hasn't, because you have till December 31st, and then that date passes, they don't care. You've missed it.
Then you get penalties.
Yes.
Lots of them.
Yeah, when they figure it out, which they will eventually.
They'll figure it out.
What do they say? Death and taxes.
Yeah, exactly. You cannot avoid.
Thank you so
gracious.
much. Always great.
Yeah, thank you so much for all the advice.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it.
All right, we always thank Jennifer for coming in. If you'd like some more information on the services that Jennifer at Strathmore Capital Advisors provides, be sure to look for a link on our show website by early this afternoon at virginiathismorning.com.
We have more in store for you to enjoy after we return from this commercial break.